What's up guys, TC here and welcome back to Starbound Vaults. Today we have a really interesting one. We're not taking on any particular vault. We actually have one I wanted to try to challenge myself with, and I wanted to do it with just pets and just crew members without attacking any at all. And it was actually really difficult, but not for what you would think. It took forever to get my crew members there alive. All the way to the end, so it took quite a few vaults actually because I kept losing them. Basically you can't do lava vaults or ones with fire because they tend to walk into the lava. So I got one here that's electric. It was like it wasn't like by any normal standard it wasn't that difficult, but getting my crew members there was really hard. It took about 45 minutes just to find this boss fight. I'm using two staffs. I'm using the Kluk staff to give him rage, and I'm also using a healing staff to kind of heal him up. And I've also got several pets on here. It was really difficult. You'll see the first little bit of this fight here, I didn't even realize that this dude's shields weren't breaking. So you'll see I'm doing a bunch of, like I'm letting them fight and trying to heal them, and before I realize that they're not actually doing damage. So it takes me a minute here to realize how I have to beat this dude. I've got to wait for him to basically get down near the bottom where the spikes are, and then I have to spike him. So I think it's right on here that I caught on. Yeah, here's where I realized what you have to do. Finally broke a shield, finally caught on. And so now my dudes are actually doing damage, and you can see I'm trying to heal them up. The good news is that the bosses don't, like, they're immune to all status effects. So that means you can't even heal them. Like, they're immune to the healing status as well. So it's good news for you if you're trying to do this, because it means you can heal your dudes without healing him. The other thing that's kind of cool is he doesn't have any touch damage, which I love that. I love that he doesn't have any touch damage. And it's actually really good for pets too, because that means you'll see my little Gosselin here. My Gosselin, I think, almost survives the entire fight because he virtually never gets hit by any kind of weapons. He just hovers over him whenever he's hurt, and he does damage. So you'll see here, once his shields are down, you see the Gosselin just kind of hovers over him, does damage. The little crew members slowly chip away at it. So once I've kind of figured out what the little pattern is, what I've got to do, and after this point, it's just kind of a war of attrition, really, just kind of keep myself alive. I ate a pizza like halfway through this dungeon to kind of get my health boost up. So you'll see I have kind of a little health boost heart thing up there, and that's made it considerably easier. It was so difficult because sometimes your crew aren't very aggressive. So there'll be times where your crew are just sitting there getting whomped and they're not attacking very much. So that made it kind of hard, and you had to like really crawl through the dungeon. Took forever. You basically have to just kind of go one step at a time, take on one monster at a time, because you have to remember that you are tier 6, so your guards are going to be tier 6, but every monster in the dungeon is tier 7, so they all overpower you like drastically. So you have to like basically move up, let them fight a monster or two, heal them up, move forward. For me, I brought several monsters. I think I had like a pterodon, I think a pteropod, whatever, basically long range stuff, and I also brought an adult Poptop. I only got into using the adult Poptop towards the end of this one when the Gosselin finally dies. But yeah, I shifted through a couple of them throughout the dungeon, but when I went in here I had the Gosselin just because I wanted him to be able to like float through walls and stuff. It was pretty easy to keep up with him. It's kind of hard to keep him healed because he just kind of follows the dude around. And the important thing for me was keeping my my crew member alive, because I can always replace the pets. You know, I've got 4 different pets available, but I've only got 2 crew members. My crew members do, I think, majority of the damage, and I kind of wanted to actually, like, you know, do the fight with crew members. I didn't want it to just like come down to just me having 20 different pets and, you know, trying to barrel my way through. And so you'll see I kind of walk into a couple of like really easy to dodge stuff, but I'm so focused on trying to like keep myself healed up with stims while also keeping my crew members. And honestly, the biggest thing was keeping them healed. And the worst part is you can't even tell what their health is, so I don't even know if they're low health or high health. You'll see me kind of like tab in and out to kind of keep track of my Gosselin's health. And so yeah, that would made it a little bit difficult not being able to track their health. These little orbs that he shoots back and forth made it kind of difficult too, because basically you can see my Gosselin's just getting wrecked. I think he just died there actually. I think he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. So that's when I realized my Gosselin's dead. So I kind of spawn in the Poptop here in just a second when I catch on that he's not here anymore. So, but the adult Poptop doesn't attack very often, and he, you know, there he is. Finally got him in. He doesn't attack very often, but he does have a ton of health, and he does do a ton of damage when he hits. So it was pretty good. Basically, it's like, kind of like having a third crew member, I guess. But yeah, like I was saying, the no touch damage is magical for this. It means you can get like normal pets, and you don't have to really worry about them. They actually are kind of viable, because normally what happens is, like, what makes monsters so, like, I don't know, like when pets fight other monsters, the touch damage kind of ruins them, because they have to do touch damage to damage them, So if you've got a tier 6 pet and they have a tier 7, when they go to touch each other, they're both going to damage each other, but of course the tier 7 pet's going to win every single time. There's no chance. So with this one, it's a little better. I did notice something strange, I'm actually uncomfortable about it, is I wanted to bring a large flying monster, like the randomly generated ones, and it seems, as of the 1.2 update, I can't confirm, but it seems that the large flying monsters no longer have ranged attacks, which if that's so, that really sucks, because those were really the best pets in the game, honestly, like overall, like just general pets, because they could fly, they're fast, they're like mobile, and they have like unique long range attacks. And so when I was testing it, I called in 2 to try to capture them, and both of them didn't seem to use any of their range attacks. They just wanted to swoop. So I really hope that's just a bug, or it's just something I just kind of got unlucky and they weren't using their range attacks. But anyways, we're getting pretty close here. I think he's down to his spine a little bit. I got to get his shield down one more time. I'm gonna wait for him to pop across, and we get him there. And here is the end. So I think my guys finally get the kill right here. Which one gets it? Yeah, it's my shadow dude. Gets the final kill in. No attacking moves, whole dungeon, and none of this boss fight. So anyways, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please rate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.